you're consistently talking about being afraid of cheating as if there is some type of ghost that's going to get inside your body and you're going to lose power and that ghost is going to make you cheat. You can't love somebody and then be like, but I might cheat and I don't know if I want to get married.
And relax. That's scary. Melanie P. Talk to him.
Scary with Melanie P. That's scary with Melanie P. Come on. Here we go.
Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. Today we are here to discuss episodes 10 and 11 of Love is Blind. Listen, Love is Blind this season is not giving what it was supposed to give. Netflix, I'm talking to you. I am very confused by this season and by the actual Love is Blind castmates. I'm really confused. We're going to get into it, but it seems like nobody wants to get married on a show where the end goal is to get married. I'm confused. So let's get started. So episode 10 begins with Jeremy and his mom, and Jeremy breaking the news to his mom that he is a fuckboy and that he has been a fuckboy to Laura and the engagement is over. Now, if you are on social media, and I know that you are, I'm sure that you've seen the picture of Jeremy and his family before he got on the show, circulating around the World Wide Web. Okay, so again, Netflix, what were you thinking? Did you not do research on these people? I'm just really confused. I feel like a lot of people, and I know actually a couple of, I'm in Charlotte, so I know a couple of the people who were actually on Love is Blind who didn't really get any camera time. And a lot of people said that people just reached out to them in the DM, which is what Jeremy said as well, is that he was just reached out to in the DM by someone about being on the show. So I'm very confused by that because I know that there was a application because I know I applied to be on a damn show and nobody ain't called me. So I'm very confused by this, but obviously I think Jeremy's a fuckboy. He had a family that he left to be on the show and he fucked over the people who he was living with, the fiance, the wife, the girlfriend, and the kid. And then he came on the show to fuck over a whole stranger. Jeremy, child. But anyway, Jeremy's talking to his mom, letting her know that the engagement is over. He messed up. He swear up and down that he simply had a conversation with Sarah Ann for 5 hours in a car and absolutely nothing happened. So, here's the thing. If you're going to fuck around and do some fuckboy shit, at least fake to be apologetic for it. Tell the truth and try to at least appear on camera like you care. But I swear that Jeremy, from the time that the whole Nipplegate situation with AD transpired to now, he just really said, fuck it. I do not care. I'm not on here to get married, just give me my check and give me Sarah Ann. So that's how it begins. And then Chelsea and Jimmy are next up on the episode, and Chelsea actually gets to meet Jimmy's family. Now, Jimmy and Chelsea went to one of my favorite restaurants one of my favorite little hole-in-the-wall restaurants, barbecue restaurants in Charlotte, McCoy's Smokehouse. So if you're ever in Charlotte, hit up McCoy Smokehouse. They have really good pulled pork. But anyway, Chelsea meets Jimmy's family, and I thought that meeting went really, really well. Here's the thing. I am so confused. Very confused by Jimmy, because here is my transparent, raw thought. I just don't, it's hard for me to understand and believe that Jimmy actually likes and loves Chelsea the way it seems he does. And the matter of fact, not the way it seems he does, but the way that he says he does. It's very difficult for me to process that. It seems like a woman like Jessica, especially visually, would be more his preference. And again, we confirmed that, looking at girlfriends past, most of them was given Jessica energy, not Chelsea. And so Jimmy is very, very, I love Chelsea. She is my dream girl. He literally said that, you know, when he told his parents that when he thinks of his wife, he thinks of Chelsea. And it's just very confusing because it's something in me that just doesn't believe what he's saying. I truly feel like he is playing the same role that I would play in order to have longevity on this show. You know what I'm saying? But again, he seems to be in love with Chelsea. Jimmy's parents love Chelsea. I think that this is where Chelsea kind of shines when it comes to like meeting the family, meeting the friends. I think she's a very personable person. Good energy, you know, just really good to meet people, you know. But yeah, I put down here that I really feel like Jimmy is under some kind of trance or some kind of voodoo or some kind of spell, because it's just not making sense to me at all. He literally says that Chelsea is what he has been looking for all his life. Now, you're lying. You're lying, Jimmy, because you literally said that she lied to you about how she looked. So you weren't looking for Chelsea all your life. That's a lie. So it leads me to believe that, is he lying? Is he just playing this thing out to stay on the show? And honestly, I hope that's the case, because I just don't believe it. I just don't believe what he is selling when it comes to Chelsea. Next up, we have AD and Clay. So AD and Clay gets to meet AD's mom for the first time. And I was thinking, wow, AD's mom is really pretty. AD's mom is a very warm and great mother from what we see. She seemed very, very sweet. So I thought she was a really, amazing mom from what I saw. Now, the one thing that stood out with me in that meeting with AD, Clay, and her mom, was that before Clay came, AD let her mom know that she hasn't even seen Clay since before the previous day. And I'm thinking, what? Like, where is Clay? Like, where is Clay? I feel like Clay is just never, ever there. And that has been a recurring question and concern that AD has, put out there. Like, you're not investing the time. From what I understand, they had literally just gotten back from their little Love is Blind vacation like the previous week or so. So it's like, you're just back here with your new fiance. Why you not staying at the house with her? And here's the thing. Originally, I thought, okay, she alluded that, with his work, he may come home super late or may not come home at all. But then the mom asked Clay, hey, Clay, what do you do for a living? He says he does tech sales, I want to say. And he says that he does Airbnb and that he does boat rentals. None of those jobs would require you to not come home at night. Airbnb, tech sales, boat rentals, nobody's really renting boats overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and from what I understand, the whole Airbnb thing is, hey, do you want this Airbnb? Go online and boom. You know what I'm saying? None of those jobs would warrant Clay to not come home. You know what I'm saying? And I was really hoping and thinking that when AD told her mom that, hey, he hasn't even come home, that the mom would have concern, and that would be in the mom's head when she met Clay and be like, yo, what's up with this? You know what I'm saying? This is my daughter. But that really wasn't the energy that, AD's mom was giving Clay. I feel like Clay is a really good guy. Don't get me wrong. I think Clay is a really, really great guy who loves to talk about cheating and loves to talk about his parents cheating. But he is just not a guy who should be on this show, because later in the episode, he's like, well, why we gotta get married? Why? Like, why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on a show where the goal is to get married at the end, and you're questioning why we gotta do that, Great guy. I think he's a really great guy. I think he really means well. I think that he should get that therapy that he continuously talks about not having. But I do not think by any shape of the imagination that Clay is ready to be anybody's husband at all. And dare I say, is Clay bisexual? You know, because some of the stuff that he says, it just kind of throws me. You know, him saying that he loves our gossip and stuff like that. I don't know. Now, these latest episodes was confusing me because it's almost like, and I know it's editing. Like, I totally understand that it's editing, but it's almost like in these last 2 episodes, someone flipped a light switch and said, okay, I need everybody to overly express their love for their partner. Even if previous episodes didn't show that, this is your cue to drive it on home and make the viewer think that you're really in love with this person. Because at that table with AD's mom, Clay was laying it on really heavy. And I feel like that was really the first time out of all these episodes that I heard him utter even anything that made it seem like he was happy that he chose AD and that AD was what he wanted. And I feel like he hasn't really expressed that a lot in these episodes, but he did a little bit more in front of AD's mom. He said that he was meant to be with AD, which is interesting. I don't believe him. Don't believe him. I don't believe him because his words and his actions don't show that. He continuously talks about himself. He continuously talks about his fear of cheating on her. So she can't be the person that you're meant to be with, but you're afraid you're going to cheat on her. And it's not just a little fear. It's a fear that you talk about every single time that you come on the camera. You're consistently talking about being afraid of cheating as if there is some type of ghost that's going to get inside your body and you're going to lose power and that ghost is going to make you cheat and you're not going to have any control. You can't love somebody and then be like, but I might cheat and I don't know if I want to get married. Like it's not adding up. The one thing that I could give Clay is that he has been consistent. He's been consistent with he not sure if he want to get married. He not sure if he can be faithful. He needs therapy. His daddy cheated. He went with his daddy to cheat. That is his story. That has been his story from the pods to vacation to Charlotte to meeting the mom. He even let the mama know, I'm afraid I might cheat. My daddy cheated. I went with my daddy to cheat. I need therapy. I'm afraid I might cheat. Like he's let AD know, AD mama know, the guy at the grocery store. He is letting everybody know, I might cheat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he's not lying. He's not being forthcoming. But I just feel like, again, Netflix, did you vet these people? Because why you want a show where the goal is to get married, but you don't think that you can be faithful and you're not sure if you want to get married, you know? Now there's been a lot of conversation about AD's hair and AD's lashes. Now, listen, AD to me is gorgeous. I love AD. I think she exudes just such a soft, feminine energy. And I think it's just so beautiful. I think she's so beautiful inside and out. But I do be confused about the hair. You know, she don't got no kids. I don't think she's broke. I don't know what has been going on with her hair. But I will say, I'm sure she must have noticed, or, people are crazy in these comments, child, because I have learned that since this YouTube thing. And obviously she's seen the feedback, the negative feedback about her hair and her lashes. And she, I've seen her recently on social media and she looks amazing. Her hair is looking good and, I'm happy for her. The mom liked Clay. And as soon as Clay gave that Bible verse, that's all he needed to do. all he needed to do was quote a Bible verse, and the mama was like, oh, you know a Bible verse? Marry my daughter. You know what I'm saying? To me, as a mom, as a girl mom, if my daughter was to come into me telling me that she was about to get married to this guy who don't be coming home, to me, let's just stay there. Let's just stay there. Let's stay there. I need to understand respectfully, because y'all are grown. But let's stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear the Bible verse. I don't want to hear the therapy, the cheating. Let's stay there. Now, why you not coming home? You know what I'm saying? I want to understand that. So the mom was very forgiving of that piece. And she seemed to like Clay. She seemed to like Clay. Now, here is the one sentence and phrase that really threw me for a loop. And when AD made the comment that she would follow Clay off of a cliff with no parachute because she knows that Clay would be there at the bottom to catch her. Now, I literally, in watching that scene, I had to rewind that and run that back because I was like, what? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, and again, it could be the editing. I don't think it is, but I haven't seen anything that would give me that much faith in Clay to fall off a cliff without a parachute. Because I feel like if I was on a cliff and I fell off and Clay was down there to get me, he'd be talking to somebody about the fact that he need therapy and that he's a cheater. So yeah, he ain't catching me. He's talking to somebody about being afraid to cheat. So that was very, very confusing to me. You know, the mom was encouraging AD to, she's like, did you tell him that, you know? And she was like, no, I haven't told him that. And the mom was encouraging AD to like express herself to Clay and let him know that she felt that way. But again, mom, your daughter started this lunch with, hey, I went to the store. I got a basket full of all of Clay's favorite things. I wanted to surprise him with a cute little game to talk about what we love about each other. And that basket is still sitting there unseen because he ain't come home. So at the end of the day, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. The mom was saying that Clay was worth the fight. I don't know, you know, again, did they edit something? Did I miss something? Because again, girl mom here, like I was just stuck on my daughter being home alone with a basket full of the stuff that you love and we don't know where you are. You know what I'm saying? So him being worth the fight, I don't get it. So I put here that Clay is in tech sales and Clay has the gift of gab. And when I was witnessing Clay at that lunch and when he brought out that Bible verse and when the way he was talking to the mom and kind of saying all the right things and being so engaging, I said, you know what? He's in tech sales and I feel like he has the gift of gab and he's the kind of guy that'll say whatever it is someone wants to hear and then do the exact opposite of what he's telling you that he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, nothing against Clay. I think he's a great guy. I just think that he's not in the marrying maturity space right now. And honestly, I don't see him being there for a while. I think he has a lot of growth, development, and maturity to go. So then Jimmy goes out with his friends. Oh, God. Jimmy. The next scene is Jimmy and Chelsea. And Jimmy and Chelsea are at the house. They outside. I'm thinking and I'm pretty sure that Chelsea has had a drink or two. And I'm hoping because this is when she just, that switch flipped and she went crazy. Jimmy was basically saying that, you know, he had went to a friend's birthday or some type of bar situation. He was only gone for an hour and Chelsea starts Chelseaing. And she's whining about the fact that Jimmy went out and that other pod girls specifically saw him and that she doesn't want a man like that. Now, let me repeat this because I need you to hear this. This man who literally has told us that out of the whole time they've been back, he's only been away from her in life for 3 hours out of 2 weeks. And also, in the previous scene, this man is professing his love for a insecure woman who doesn't look like Megan. You know what I'm saying? Does not look like MJ Keys or whoever this lady is. Megan's, what's the lady name? Don't look like Meg. She looks like Meg Griffin. Not the other Meg. And he's professing, his love to Chelsea and to his mom, to his dad, to his sister, saying that she's the one, she is who he wants to marry, blah, 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 and because he went out for an hour, she goes nuts. She's not sure if this is who she wants to be with. She's not sure if Jimmy loves her. That scene with Jimmy and that scene with Chelsea was the most random manic episode, just spiral I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chelsea was just really going crazy. And I think because she's so insecure, it was alcohol, but it was the fact that, hey, someone said, I see your man out here having a drink. Where are you at? So then I think that just that probably one text or one DM or one sentence from this Mackenzie girl sent her into a spiral. It sent her into a whole complete spiral. Chelsea was just whining and just, just whining and going crazy and interrupting him. And, the one thing that I'll give Jimmy is that he's very patient. He's very calm. His demeanor is very, non-confrontational, non-argumentative. He seems like he's committed to the process, even though, she might not be what he truly wants, but he is committed. Unlike Clay, he's committed to the process. And, I chose you. I'm going to go through this process. I'm going to put my all into it. And all she can think about is the fact that he left for an hour. You know what I'm saying? And here's my thing. You was fine with him leaving because he literally said that he told her that he was leaving, And my thing is, if you're that insecure that you're afraid for your man to leave for 1 hour and come right back, don't get married. Don't get married. So then it goes from, she was spiraling. It goes from, I don't want to be with nobody who goes out. That's not who you said you was going to be. That's not the life I want. Who did you text? Where did you work at? Now, he worked from home. Where did you work at that one day? Who was you texting? She was just spiraling. And he literally said, I really think, even with all those accusations, even with all of that just nutness going on, he remained calm. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I feel like you're kind of hunting for something, so I'm going to just give it to you. You probably had a few drinks. You're just kind of fishing for something. He's still being calm, cool, and collected, trying to make light out of it, but she's still picking. And I'm hoping and thinking that it is the alcohol. Now, again, we've seen in previous episodes that Jimmy has like 2 female best friends. Chelsea understands that because she met the 2 best friends. She said that she loved the 2 best friends. She said she wanted to hang out with the 2 best friends. She likes the 2 best friends. But now, who are these 2 best friends? And I need you to back away from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, flipping ass, flopping ass. You know what I'm saying? So Jimmy, at this point, rightfully so, she's spiraling and going crazy and whining and going from thing to thing, accusation. And she's like, I want you to take a step back from these friends. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take a step back from my friends. And that's when he walks off. And I was like, thank God, man, because I'm tired of you acting. You don't like this girl. You don't want to marry this girl. You're not attracted to this girl. Finally, leave, because I'm tired of seeing you on here lying. So then Chelsea brings up the fact that he fucked one of the two girls who was his best friend. Now that's when I truly lost respect for her, because I can tell that that was something that Jimmy shared with Chelsea in confidence, specifically off camera, just to try to be transparent with his future wife. And he intentionally did not put that information on camera. And because she's spiraling and she reaching for any and everything, you fucked her. You fucked her. I know you fucked her. Like, what? What? To me, that is when I would have been like, can't trust you. You're spiraling. Can't trust you, because you just wanted to find anything to make yourself feel valid in your feelings and make him look like he was wrong for just going out for an hour. She was losing her mind. She was totally losing her mind. And he literally said to her, I don't want to talk about this on camera. I told you that off camera in confidence. And here's my thing, girl. You're talking about Sarah Ann, but you're almost just as bad, because that had to be something that wasn't recent. It had to be something that you guys had discussed before. Now, Jimmy shouldn't have told her that. Jimmy shouldn't, especially somebody like her who's already insecure, who's already shown signs of spiraling. You ain't got to share everything. You ain't got to share everything. You know what I'm saying? So he shouldn't have told her that. But him trying to be a stand-up guy, he told her the truth, you know? I'm going to be hanging around this girl, and I want you to know that previously we had been intimate, but we're just friends and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And because she couldn't find nothing else, she pulled that card. And that's when I said, this bitch right here. So then Jimmy, I said Jimmy should have never told her that. Absolutely should have never told her that. Chelsea is spiraling. Then she goes from, you said you didn't want to party, to the other podcast people, the other pod members saw you out here. You fucked your best friend. Now you was out here with Jess. Like, how many, girl, I was embarrassed for you, because you literally, you bounced. You totally bounced from accusation to accusation to accusation for a man that you had to lie to about your looks just to get. And a man who has introduced you to his family, and not saying that, oh my God, he gets a gold star for that, but he gets a gold star for that, because I know for a fact that Jimmy is not attracted to Chelsea. I'm sorry. I know for a fact that he is not fully attracted to her. How many times have we heard him say that he don't even want to have sex with her? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you have great teeth. You know? There is a picture that is circulating on social media where Jimmy first hugs Chelsea when he sees her, and he's looking in the camera like, oh my God, this is not Megan Fox. So yeah, and then Chelsea saying, oh, you know, she's using that weird voice, that weird Khloe Kardashian voice. I was sad. It's making me sad. Ill. She's whining. She's losing it. I mean, this goes on and on and on. Jimmy's calm and patient. Finally, Jimmy says, if I've taken you to meet my family and I have professed my love to you, I'm always here with you. Always. And you're going to tell me that you're not sure if I love you? That was his exit. And I was like, yay. I was like, thank God. Like, I almost felt like finally, like there was a weight off my shoulder, because I'm thinking, this motherfucker can stop acting. You don't like her. Stop acting. Thank God this is over. I'm tired of seeing you lie to this girl. You don't like her. You're not attracted to her. You know? But then they get back, child. They end up getting back. The next day, they end up getting back. Whatever. They're still in it. They're still gonna, see this shit out to the end. I don't know. Jimmy and Chelsea, they're the main couple that I want to see what the hell they gonna say at that altar. Because if Jimmy says yes and Chelsea says yes, I don't know anything anymore. Then we jump over to AD, talking to Clay. Again, same thing. Clay bringing up how he afraid he about to cheat. He don't know if he can cheat. If it's just, come on, boy. You don't come home. You don't know if it's just the same. Every scene he's saying the same exact thing. He's saying the same exact thing. But then he takes it up a notch. You know, it's already bad that, you know, he not sure if he can be faithful. He not sure if he gonna let her down. Like, he's letting you know. He letting you know. He throws in there on this episode that, you know, why we gotta get married? Is this date really important? Like, is this date really important? Do we really have to get married? Like, do we really have to get married? Because, you know, and again, AD with her feminine, graceful self, she is, you know, she's saying that she is in it to win it. You know, I really, AD and Brittany, I really, really respect how they communicate to these men. I just love Brittany and AD. I think they exude so much femininity and just so much softness, even in situations that a lot of women would lose that softness, you know? AD's been very affirming to Clay, even with all the things that he's been saying to her, you know, about not, like, basically telling her, I'm going to cheat on you most likely, so whatever. But she's been very affirming. You know, I loved how she said that, you know, in a marriage, in a relationship, there's going to be times when, you know, you're weak, I need to be strong. There's going to be times that when I'm weak, you need to be strong. And she was like, right now, this is when I need to be strong for you and let you know that you can be a husband, you can be faithful, and this can work. Now, that is a really big mission. It's a really big assignment to be with someone, and that is the initial situation that you guys have. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's really not looking good. But AD did say that, you know, she did say that if he says no, then she's not going to date him. She's not going to date him at all. Like, it's not going to happen. So then everybody meets at the motherfucking lake house, and that's when the shit goes down. I thought that AD looked so pretty in her green. This is the first time where Jimmy is meeting Jess, which was very interesting. He did not need an inhaler or whatever, EpiPen. I don't really talk a whole lot about the redhead couple, like the redhead guy and the Latin lady, because y'all are a great couple. You know, what else should I say? Like, you guys are a great couple. I don't talk a lot about them because they're just a good couple. Like, they're just a healthy couple. Amy and the redhead guy, like, yeah, you know, whatever. Now Laura is there, and we find out that Laura and Jeremy, they have not spoken since she left. Thank God, because even without the Sarah Ann situation, they weren't a match. They weren't a good couple. She did not respect him. It was just not a match. And it is what it is. And so I'm grateful that they're not together. But Jeremy does come in. Like, he comes in on his fuckboy energy, like nothing ain't happened, and he's just ready to party, ready to have a good time. Listen, I done ruined this lady life. Let's just have fun. You know what I'm saying? That is his vibe. That is his energy. Let's just have fun, you know? I really wish that he could have at least been accountable and had some level of accountability as it relates to Laura and what he did and how he made her look, how he made her feel. And I just feel like he was just not accountable at all. Also in that next episode, Trevor is introduced. Now, what is this red thing up on Trevor's face? Someone said that it was steroid induced, like, because he's on. Now, again, people be lying, child. I don't know. But he might have some rosacea or some psoriasis or whatever. However, it was very interesting when Trevor came and, you know, Chelsea saw him and she was like, he's a really beefy guy. I really think that Trevor and Chelsea would have made a better match than Chelsea and Jimmy. The fact that Trevor saw Chelsea, and this is no shade, I think Chelsea's a very great young lady, but the fact that he saw her visually and still was really into her, still wanted to know at that lake party, if I had to ask you first, would it have been me, So I think he really liked her. I think he really, truly liked her, and I think that she would have done better in the end to choose Trevor, but who knows? So yeah, Jimmy meets Jessica. Jessica and Jimmy have this really great conversation, and I thought that both of them handled that very well. Here we go again with Jimmy professing his love for Chelsea, and it just doesn't seem real. It's almost like I am so eager to see these people at the altar because I need to see if he is just playing this game. If he's just playing this game to get to the end, because it's just very difficult for me to, it's very difficult for me to just honestly believe him. And here's the thing. He is doing a great ass job of selling it. He's doing a great job of selling that he loves Chelsea. So Jimmy and, like I said, Jimmy and Jess have a conversation. I thought that it was really cute. I thought it was very mature. Jimmy was very vocal about how Jess made him nervous and how gorgeous she was. And it was very interesting because Jess said that, she thought that, Jimmy would need an EpiPen, but she said that she needed a damn EpiPen when she saw him, which is very interesting. I think Jimmy's a nice looking guy. He's not the EpiPen kind of guy visually, but, to each his own. They just had a really mature conversation. I love how Jess was saying she didn't give Sarah Ann energy. She really put it out there, like, treat Jess nice. She's an awesome girl. She's a beautiful girl. Make sure you do right by her. Make sure you treat her right. You know what I'm saying? She kind of brought up the letter that she wrote to Jimmy and how, it hurt when he just kind of was silent after she professed her love for him. But I really hated the fact that she read him that letter because I don't think that he didn't give her verbally in those pods enough confidence or enough of a commitment to make her be that open and vulnerable with him with that love letter. And I hated that for her because it was way too vulnerable for someone who wasn't sure about her. So then on the next episode, here comes Sarah Ann, y'all. Now, here's an unpopular opinion. Everybody hates Sarah Ann, right? Everybody hates Sarah Ann for how she, slid up in them DMs, slid up in that car, slid up in whatever else she slid up in that night. Because I don't believe that nothing physical happened. But when Sarah Ann comes in, it's like silence. It's like silence. And her and AD have a conversation, and AD is just like, girl, what is up? Like, why would you slide in this man's DM that is, engaged to somebody else? Like, why would you do that? And I feel like Sarah Ann, nothing she said made her look good. I think she got very frustrated. But you know what I said to myself? I said, where was that same energy, AD, that you gave Sarah Ann when Clay was kind of raising his voice at you, or when Clay was saying things that you didn't really like? Like, where was that sternness, that energy, that confidence with Clay? You know what I'm saying? Like, she really was Team Laura, which I'm Team Laura too. But I was just thinking, girl, like, where was that energy? Like, where has that energy been for Clay? Let's see. So yeah, Sarah, so then Trevor, I think I already said that, Trevor and Chelsea talk, whatever. Laura and Jeremy finally have a conversation, and this season has been who is the biggest fuck boy. Every episode it changes. Like, it was Matt, then it was Clay saying some crazy shit. Then it was Kenneth. Now it's Jeremy. Like, who's next? Like, who is next? Jeremy was such an asshole when him and Laura had that conversation. Where is your empathy? Where is your accountability? You were wrong. This wasn't a situation of he left the toilet seat up. You left our home. You was with a girl you dated in the pods overnight and did not come home till the next day. And did God knows what else if she hadn't like said, I was actually watching your pen and you were actually at Sarah Ann's house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jeremy, he lost all the points. Like, I feel like he puts Kenneth and damn Matt to shame. No accountability, just an asshole. And he gonna say he just wants to have fun and make sure that they can have fun around the group. Like, why is that your concern? Where is your heart? Why is that your concern? You know, I really liked how Jess was there for Laura and was like, listen, girl, do we need to fight? Do we need to beat him up? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jess really gives me girl's girl. And I feel like that's probably hard for some people to believe because she's a gorgeous, badass bitch. And I feel like people could probably judge her and think that she'd be an asshole or not a girl's girl or a stuck up girl or like a I'm too good type girl. But I don't get that from her. And I actually listened to some of her interviews that she's had. And I think that she just has consistently gave I'm a girl's girl. She's spoken, you know, positively about all the girls, even positively about Kenneth. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't really put anybody down. And she was very, very, very respectful of Chelsea and Jimmy's relationship. Sarah Ann gets really, really upset about, Sarah Ann gets really upset after AD talks to her, and I guess you can feel the thickness in the room in terms of her. And what does she do? She gets on a damn jet ski with the man who she literally stole from another woman and rides off into the damn sunset. Now, here's the thing. I understand that Sarah Ann is a villain to a lot of people, and rightfully so. But Sarah Ann is aware that he was engaged to somebody that he probably, in her opinion, did not like once they got together. He was with somebody that he's only known for a couple of weeks, and she just kind of shot her shot, and he failed. Like, he failed that test. She was wrong to jump in the DM. She was wrong to shoot her shot 100%. And Karma's a bitch. But on the same token, he is the villain in all of this. 100%. So then the couples, you know, they go off on these romantic dates. You know, Clay and AD are painting shoes. Jimmy and Chelsea are out doing things. Now, I always fast forward through the wedding dresses because I don't want to see that. Like, it's literally the same thing every season. They're just trying on dresses, talking about that bullshit, whatever. So I really didn't care about that part. Yeah, so I mean, literally this season just kind of ends, or that episode kind of ends just with dates, you know, like it literally ends with everybody seeming like they're so in love. Chelsea and Jimmy go to Carowinds, they're having fun, they're super in love, you know. Clay getting some more camera time, so he's in the picture and he's giving her flowers and they're going on a beautiful date. Amy and the redhead guy, God forgive me because I'm bad with these names, but they're so irrelevant to me. I don't know. But, you know, they're out on their cute little, you know, campfire date, which was so cute. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just ready for the reunion. I'm ready for these three couples who are left to see if they get married. But I'm really, really ready for the reunion because I want Kenneth to answer for I want him to atone. I want to hear from Matthew. I want to hear from Brittany. I want to hear from, who else is there? I want Sarah Ann to speak in front of these women and be like, you know, hey, this is my truth or whatever. Like, I want to hear people atone for their dumbass sins. And I want Netflix to explain to us your casting choices this season. Because honestly, it was great. It was drama, but this was not given Love is Blind and the goal is for these people to get married. It was just given reality TV show, and most of the couples didn't make it, and the other couples are acting just to get their check, you know? So anyway, I am excited for the last 2 episodes or 2 sections of episodes. So we have next the altar, and then we have the reunion. You guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I have weekly content. Sometimes I have 20 videos in a week. I'm talking about any and everything in the culture, love, sex, relationships, and everything in between. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the content. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know if you want to be a guest on the show. We are a family like a giant tree, guys. I will see you on the next episode.